My name was never meant to matter. That was the point. I worked for a government that no longer exists, carrying messages that were never written down. For 15 years I moved between cities, between names, between lives that I shed like old coats. I was good at disappearing. I was better at reappearing somewhere new. In 1948 I was done. Not retired, done. I had seen too much of what the Cold War was becoming, and I wanted no further part in it. I had information that several parties would have killed to possess, and several parties who would have killed me to prevent me from sharing it. So I made a decision. I would vanish completely. Not run. Not hide. Vanish. I traveled to Adelaide under a name I had used once in 1943 and never again. I carried almost nothing. I had already sent ahead the only thing that mattered, a note to a woman I had loved genuinely, perhaps the only genuine thing in my adult life. Her name was Jo. We had worked together briefly in the war. She had moved on, married, built a real life. I did not want to destroy that. I only wanted her to know, before the end, that she had been real to me. The Rubaiyat verse I had torn from the book was not a code. It was a goodbye. Tamam Shud. It is ended. I chose it because it said precisely what I meant and nothing more. I had taken the poison myself, carefully, knowingly. A compound I had learned about in circumstances I will not describe. It was painless enough, and it was untraceable enough, and it was final enough. I sat on that beach because I had always found the ocean honest. It does not pretend to be anything other than what it is. What I had not anticipated was how thoroughly my disappearance would become a mystery rather than simply a disappearance. I had no identification because I wanted none found. I had no return ticket because there was no return. The suitcase at the station held the remnants of a persona, not a person. Jo received my note. She understood it. She said nothing to the police because there was nothing she could say without unraveling things that needed to stay buried, for her sake, for her son's sake, for the sake of people still living. She kept the secret her entire life. So did I, in a manner of speaking. The beach was cold that December morning, but the sun came up clean and wide over the water, and I watched it until I could not watch anything anymore. That was enough. That was, in fact, exactly enough.